What's up? What else is happening? Champions League?
Yeah. Mm. Shout out to Man City for winning the Premier League, though.
Oh shit, yeah.
Or should I say Liverpool? Because the way more people are talking about Liverpool than City is crazy.
What Liverpool in?
Just the fact that Liverpool came second.
Oh,
It's like the media and other people and like social media, but the media have almost like span a narrative. Like Liverpool came second and they won the league somehow. It's weird. Everyone's talking about their points total. Everyone's talking about their season. Oh, Liverpool did this, and still didn't win the league. Oh my god. Yeah, so why are you talking about Liverpool then?
I feel you.
Do you know what I mean?
I feel you.
There's a team that did that shit. They won the league, baby. Again.
They 1 point behind?
2.
Is that what happened?
I think there were 2 points.
2 points.
Mm.
That's crazy.
But I just think it's weird. Like everyone I've heard is like they say, yeah, well done to City for winning the league, but you gotta really give it up to Liverpool to have the season that they've had. Like what? What? That like genuinely that does not make sense to me.
Yeah, I feel you. It's weird. It's strange.
Bro, even if you lose on goal, when United lost the league on the last game against City in 2012, where Aguero.
Oh yeah.
No one was saying, "Oh, you know what? You really got to give it up to Man United," because no one said that shit. No one said that shit.
I think Liverpool is like the new fascination.
No, Liverpool has always been like the most loved team by the British media. They've always loved Liverpool. I feel like it's because there's a lot of fans and a lot of like people, just people associated with the club in general. Who work and meet within media.
The Russian football interviewer guy just made a 1.5-hour documentary about Liverpool and Steven Gerrard, and he interviewed Gerrard in Glasgow. He like took a tour of the Rangers football club and their stadium and shit, and the Liverpool as well. And then he went to the Barca game, and like he filmed all of the goals and shit. Bro, I mean, Anfield is crazy. They were like singing songs for 2 hours before they even went into the stadium. Just like however many thousand people were there, everyone is like, it's like a fucking family over there. It's crazy. It was super funny. He was like, "Oh, does your dog support Everton?" And the guy was like, "Are you fucking mad? That shithole."
Wow.
It's crazy. And their stadiums are so close together. They just, Liverpool fans, man. Super bonded. So I guess I see why that's happening. But big up Manchester City, man. Sterling is a fucking beast.
For real. Bro, it's just weird that like, why are you talking about Liverpool? It makes no one should be talking about Liverpool now.
Because I think their comeback last week is just like
Liverpool,
people can't.
No, but Liverpool were 7 points clear in December.
Oh shit, were they?
7 points clear. You lost the league. Face it. How can you go, oh, they had like a really... No, they lost the league.
No, that's facts. City
did their job. Bro, there was a period of time, for like 5-6 weeks where Liverpool played before City, whether it was hours, days, whether it was an hour or a couple of days or one day. Liverpool played in front of City every day, every weekend for 6 weeks. And they won every single one of those games, so City knew they had to win every single one of that. Do you get what I mean? And there's no credit for that being... It's weird. Everyone's saying Liverpool pushed them. Yeah, they pushed them to a level, but
I think that
City also had to like... Liverpool jump-started them, but Liverpool didn't drive the car. City still had a fucking long way to go to win the league. Do you know what I mean? Especially when the team chasing you are winning every weekend. So cool, you've got a game in hand, but you're still second going into every game you play for the last 6 weeks. That's different.
Shout out to Man City.
Because you're never really used to, you're never meant to like visualize like negative shit, like really. But imagine seeing like before kickoff, yeah lads, we're second, we have to win. and they did it every week. The pressure, and no one's mentioned it.
This season has been fun though.
Yeah, 100%.
Shout out Man United.
100%.
Ole Gunnar probably getting sacked.
Bro, I need to give a shout out to Thingy as well, man. Bernardo Silva, man. Oh, that wasn't even what I wanted to say, but shout out Bernardo Silva regardless. I think I saw him there. The fact that Kevin De Bruyne has hardly played football is the only reason if this was a title race. That's the only reason. Kevin De Bruyne has played. I don't think he's played more than 2 months of football, like consecutively.
Yeah, because he came back, right, for a couple of games.
I'm sure if
and
you
then
got his appearances or whatever, I doubt he's played more than 5-6 games in a row this season. Do you know what I mean?
yeah. I'm not sure.
But it's it would be. I'd be surprised. I'm sure you would be if he had played more than 6 games in a row. Maybe at the beginning of the season, like September, October, but after that, it's a madness, man. And that was the best player in the league last year.
Yeah, De Bruyne
even though
is
Salah,
mad.
Salah was, but it was Salah De Bruyne. Do you know what I mean? But De Bruyne really did a madness last year, like really did a madness.
Nah, De Bruyne is crazy.
Imagine what he would have done this year. It wouldn't have been a title race. Sterling would have got top goal scorer probably.
He's back next year, right?
Yeah, he should be. Hopefully, hopefully he starts off the season with no injuries. But yeah, getting into United. Actually, no, we've talked about the champions. Second place now.
Liverpool.
Yeah, man. Best back five in the league.
One of the top fucking.
One of the best back fives in Europe.
One of the best forwards as well, though.
One of the best front three lines.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the best front threes as well. Even though, to be fair, Firmino, I think it's more of the system with the attackers than the attackers, if you get what I mean.
You think?
Yeah. I feel like their back five is more quality than their attackers. Like their back five is less system and less talent than the front three is system and talent. Because look how much they've had to chop and change up front. Do you know what I'm saying? If you took when they've taken Trent or Robertson or Van Dijk, or you take Alisson out of that team, Liverpool are struggling.
No, that's facts.
But if you take Salah out, or if you take Salah and Mane, or Firmino and Mane, they can still win the game. But I don't think they can do that with their you can't do that with their back five. And that's the crazy thing, because you couldn't say that about Liverpool last year. That would have been bants. They were conceding 2 goals a game. Something stupid. Do you know what I'm saying?
Shout out Dejan Lovren.
Exactly. Shout out Karius and Mignolet. It was awful.
Alfonso, no, what's his name?
Alberto Moreno. He went missing. Oh yeah, bro, it was awful.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Their midfield is whatever, but their defense is really their midfield is a mix of system and talent, but their defense is really talent, and I think the front three system. But yeah, they had an amazing season this year.
Yeah, Liverpool are crazy. I think they're gonna win.
Best season in the league.
But probably overall the best season.
I don't know how could you say that?
If they win the champs, it will be.
So what about if City win the FA Cup on the weekend? The domestic treble.
No, are you talking
League.
about Britain? I'm talking about any team. Just if you look at football worldwide and be like, who had a good season?
If they won the Champions League, if they win the Champions League, that's ridiculous.
But see, in England,
a treble, a domestic
you're the only
treble.
country that cares the most about your home trophies. None other country cares about that shit that much.
People only care about the FA Cup. Obviously, the Premier League. Obviously the league, but people only care about the FA Cup because it's mad old and it's very prestigious. It's like the oldest trophy in football. But the League Cup is whatever because it's got a different name every year. But a domestic treble hasn't been done before.
They've done it, right?
No, the
Not
finals
yet.
on the weekend.
Okay, cool.
Against Watford.
But what I'm saying is, if you look at any team in the world, not from a perspective of a British person, because in Britain, that's what I'm saying. Like in Russia, nobody gives a shit. Like Zenit won the thing, but now they're like, nah, we want to go to the champs now. We're back in the Champions League. We haven't been there for like however many years.
Yeah.
Fuck all this shit. We'd rather win the champs, or Europa League. But England is the only country that's like, maybe Spain.
Yeah, no,
that wants to be
Spain,
like,
bro, when you do a treble, you care about doing a treble.
Yeah, but
bro, no, you're saying, how many trophies is there in Russia up for grabs every season?
3, I think.
When clubs do domestic trebles, it's news. It's the same way when a club goes unbeaten. Bro, I'm sure when you win a treble in Russia or whatever, they probably give you like a fucking little trophy to put in your museum.
Bro, the teams that play for the cup are usually the teams from the second division, the first division. All the big teams get out of it in the first round so that they don't have to waste waste their time.
Is there only 2 cups?
I think there's the Prem and I think maybe 2 cups, maybe.
See, because even in France, everyone knows the Coupe de whatever. I forgot what it's called. The Coupe de France. Everyone knows that's like dead. But it's all about the big clubs only care about the trophies when they can add it to other trophies. Do you understand what I mean? Because it's like 3 trophies. If that's the only trophy they win, I remember if that's the only trophy they win, they're not gonna give a shit about that. Like if you're a huge
like
club,
the cup.
Yeah, and all you win is an FA Cup and or a League Cup or what, they're not gonna care. But if you win 2 of them and the league, it'll be like, hey, we did the double, or hey, we did the treble. That's the way I see sportsmen look at it. Like in Europe,
a lot of teams focus on a bigger competition.
Yeah, 100%.
And the Prem
100%.
of whatever their country is.
It's just a nice thing to say. It's more of like a brag than.
Nah, I feel you, but I feel like
an accomplishment. It is an accomplishment, it's the same way.
No, yeah, of course, but
it's
I
more
just
of like it's more to say you did it rather than doing it. But I don't know.
I'll be more impressed with Liverpool winning Champions League
against Tottenham.
Yeah.
Or just the whole.
No,
story.
I'll be more impressed with them winning.
If Tottenham win the Champions League, Tottenham have had a better season than Man City.
Nah, Tottenham didn't finish first in Premier League or anywhere, did they?
Yeah, but Liverpool finished second.
Yeah, but Tottenham didn't finish second.
Tottenham finished third.
Second is
fourth.
Third is actually better than being second to me. In my personal competition life, but I feel like in football it's a bit different.
Bro, I don't understand how.
I think Liverpool is just it's the thing, it's the team, it's the fans. It's like it's that.
No, but how? Yeah, but that doesn't equate to them having a better season. The fans.
Emotions, man. People lead emotions. I fuck with them. That's why I like them more, man. I just like them more.
Yeah. You can say you like them more, but you said that they've had a better season.
To me, yeah, I've always said, yeah.
If you enter 4 competitions and you win 1 of those 4 competitions, and another team enters 4 competitions and they win 3 of those 4 competitions, how can you say you've had a better season? You can say
we came back from 4-0 with Barca, man. I said I support Liverpool. Fuck off.
City came back from 7 points down in January to win the league. Like, I don't know. And the league is 38 games. That's the bread and butter. Like, Liverpool winning the champs is huge. That will be their 6th Champions League, and the story will certainly be better than Man City's treble. But, bro, yeah, man, I'd rather have 3 trophies than 1, bro. Even if that trophy is the champs or the World Cup.
I don't know, man.
I feel like, and even just on the numbers, 3 is better than 1.
No, of course. I don't give a fuck.
It'll be a crazy story, though.
I just like watching games, man. But I guess, yeah.
No, I was just going off what you said, innit?
Yeah.
It would definitely be a crazy story.
I don't know, but, well, if they do win the champs, then yeah. If they don't, then...
it will be crazy. But if Tottenham win it, it will be a crazier story, I feel like.
There's no story. They just win it and it's going to be crazy. There's no real story,
They
though.
haven't spent any money in, 2 windows. They just moved into a stadium that was meant to derail them because they've played
That's
3
crazy.
stadiums this season.
Yeah.
Both of them have got stories. Harry Kane wasn't playing, blah, blah,
That's
blah,
true.
blah, blah. The stories are kind of similar, I guess.
I feel like Liverpool's winning, though.
Yeah. But to be fair, if Harry Kane's fit, it kind of changes the game. Because he slows, when Harry Kane plays, he slows down the game.
Yeah, and to be honest, how long hasn't he played for? It's been a while, right?
2 weeks. He played in the first leg against Ajax and went off. So yeah, 2 weeks. Cause
Is it?
yeah, he played in the first.
What
leg
the fuck?
and
I
then
thought
went
he
off.
was injured for ages.
No. It's just because we got 2 games in a.
That's
we got,
crazy.
Like, we got a lot of games in a short amount of time.
Yeah, that's true.
So
Yeah,
oh
you guys
shit,
play like
we
crazy here.
We skipped over Chelsea. Chelsea finished third. Chelsea season is like weird to even try and talk about because there was so much turmoil throughout the whole season. There was so much fuck shit going on.
Sarri not knowing how to dress was the biggest one.
Sarri fucking up Kante was huge. Remember the goalkeeper like not wanting to come off in the semi-final of that cup for the penalty shootout when he was injured.
Oh, what? Kepa, yeah. I was trying to remember his full name.
There was so much bullshit. Why isn't Loftus-Cheek playing? Why isn't Hudson-Odoi playing? Fuck, Morata's trash. Now we have to go get Higuain. There's a transfer ban. Stadium's not gonna get built. There was so much madness, and they find themselves third, and in the European final.
True.
That's weird.
True, yeah. First time ever.
And if
British
you think
finals.
about all the who's held the most corn this year, it's been them and United, but they're in the champs. Tottenham, if Arsenal and United weren't so terrible, Tottenham could have easily found themselves out of the top 4. They're lucky that they got into the top 4. Do you know what I'm saying? As in the way the season folded out with Chelsea creeping in. If Arsenal or United could have just been a little bit more street savvy like Chelsea.
So you're fifth, right? You finished fifth.
Yeah. 1 point behind Tottenham.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Tottenham were in free fall, and then everybody else just didn't get that act together. Then Chelsea snuck in.
That's basically like, a lot of other leagues.
And then, okay, 4th place. Yeah, we talked about Spurs already. That Champions League final is going to be huge for them.
No, it will be.
I think
it
if
will
they
be.
win that, then they can keep everyone, and they can start attracting the top players to the point where because you know the top clubs, you'll think, how did you get him for such a good price? Like certain guys, I don't mean like the guys who are hot, their names are hot now.
Yeah.
But a world-class team will get a good guy for like 40 mil, like a world-class
Yeah.
but a little bit older or something. How did they get him? It's because of their power. Tottenham could enter that top table.
I feel like Tottenham needs to get a few younger players though, because the average age of the team isn't that low.
Yeah, that's true.
They need someone younger. That's what I think.
If they lose that champs, I think
restructure the whole thing?
I think it's going to be a struggle to keep a hold of guys. I think they're lucky Harry Kane was injured, because Harry Kane would have destroyed Ajax. Probably destroyed Liverpool in the final off the back of destroying Ajax, and then he would have gone Real Madrid. Like, they're lucky that certain man, that he wasn't able to showcase his talents. Do you get what I'm saying? Because that's when everybody's watching, and then that's when the club's like, should probably... that's when the president gets on the phone to the manager. So, you've been telling me about this guy, and I'm watching him now. I like what I see. How much did you say we'd need? Do you know what I mean? That's what that happens at the World Cups, the Euros, Champions Leagues. Do you know what I'm saying? On the biggest stage. So I feel like Spurs are very lucky, but I can see them losing Eriksen. They have to win this final.
Eriksen's going to Real Madrid apparently.
They have to win this final to keep the dream of them becoming a big club going. Otherwise, they're just gonna get submerged in like the top 8 battle. Arsenal, the
at least Aubameyang got the
Golden
Boot award.
And we can still get Champions League football in that final against Chelsea. I back us heavily to beat Chelsea in the final. I think
it's gonna be an interesting game.
Yeah,
I'm not putting my money onto that one though.
No.
I'm not sure what's gonna happen.
It's one of those that you can say where you think it's gonna go, but you won't really know until you watch the game.
Same with Liverpool and Tottenham, to be honest.
Yeah, you have to see how the game starts, and then you might get an idea. Yeah, no,
might bet on like the amount of yellow cards given or some shit. Not trying to guess the score.
I feel like that game will be Arsenal Chelsea will be interesting as well.
Yeah.
Arsenal kind of fucked up, don't you think, at the end of the season? Because it was in our hands.
Everyone seemed to fuck up at the end of the season except for Liverpool and City. Yeah,
It's weird.
I mean, Man
Even-
United lost what, 12 games, 10 games.
Even Chelsea fucked up, but they still got top 4. We watched Chelsea lose and draw. Yeah. Spurs went down to 9 men in a game, and they still got top 4. That's an Arsenal season. The only thing I can say is Mustafi.
It's because it's not teams winning anymore; it's teams losing, and then
It's because of these little teams, not even little. It's because of these bastards like Wolves and Everton, and
Watford.
fucking Watfords and Newcastle,
Huddersfield.
West Hams. Why have you got world class players? You shouldn't have world class players. You should have one between all 12 of you. You shouldn't have 2 each. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't it pisses me off, bro. Why is Richarlison wearing Umbro playing for Everton? I'm not saying he's world class, but they've got a lot of their squads are top 6 squads now. All of these 6th, no, I'd say from 7th place to 11, their squads are good enough to. They've got maybe like 6 or 7 players that are good enough to play in the top 6.
yeah. I thought you were gonna say European competitions, but
Yeah, no, if they focused on it, like
Yeah.
they've got starting 11.
I feel like Wolves can or Watford can play in
Everton,
Europa.
100%.
Everton can play in Europa.
100%.
Shout
If
out
they focus
Fulham. Yeah,
But
can
the
play in
problem is
Europa.
they don't focus on it because they have to do all that qualifying. But it's how can you not focus on Europa when you can get Champions League from it? Don't really make sense to me.
I think it's because smaller teams have more short-term plans and
And
not
it's-
that many long-term plans.
And it's a trophy. Like the way I look at it, you win that trophy, you change the culture of the entire club, you change the culture of the players at that club, and you move yourself up a level. Now you're in the champs. Now you build small. Obviously, you probably won't get champs again, but at least you take advantage of the gate revenue. You take advantage of all these things. Do you get what I mean? You maybe try to get a couple high-profile players, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But see, I don't know. So do you think if, let's say, so someone from the middle of the table, I mean, let's say Newcastle United win the Prem, players aren't gonna come flooding in.
If Newcastle United won the Prem.
Yeah.
When Leicester won the Prem, they started getting like the type of guys who did Leicester get when they won the Prem? They lost Kante, and they got like Atletico Madrid, like Shakhtar, Juve squad players. Champions League proven, but like squad players nonetheless. Like a Porto, maybe someone from Porto starting 11.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's because good players, a lot of them don't want to live in places that are like.
Not only that as well, but
Obviously, also future. I mean, if you go to Newcastle, let's be honest.
Newcastle's huge though.
Yeah. All right, but okay. If let's say who's at the top now, I'm not trying to use Mbappe. I'm sorry. But some good player. Fuck it, Aubameyang. If he goes to Newcastle United, now, he's not gonna go to Real Madrid after, or Man City.
Michael Owen went to Real Madrid from Newcastle, didn't he?
How long did he stay in Real Madrid for?
That was injuries though. That wasn't because of performance. That's because his knees were done, or his whatever. What is it? Hamstrings with quick players, isn't it? His hamstrings were done.
I remember Michael Owen from FIFA 05.
No, the only
That's
reason Michael Owen didn't ball out is because he
Let me check.
he had like small hamstrings or short hamstrings.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, bro. Good. Michael Owen, are you serious, bro? Oh my god, nah, don't do that. To
Would you?
yourself.
How am I supposed to know that he has
it's
small
before
hamstrings?
No, but I don't know. You know his level though. Or do
Oh
you
no,
know
of course I've watched his videos and shit. Yeah,
Ballon
but
d'Or levels.
I don't know like the stats.
Ballon d'Or levels, bro.
He went to Madrid from Liverpool and then went to United.
Okay. No, but Newcastle United are a big club. That's
No, I'm not saying they aren't, but pick any other club, Watford, Wolves.
yeah,
You know,
no,
just
Wolves
whatever,
are-
it don't
this
matter.
is
But
the problem is saying in the Prem, the reason Ruben Neves or Moutinho would go to those clubs is because these clubs were big at a time to the point where they've got 45,000 seater, 50,000 seater, 35,000 seater stadiums. Do you know what I mean? So you're still playing in front of a very large audience. You're still playing on televised TV like every weekend, and you're still getting quite big money because of the size of the stadium and the club. So it's different in England.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just going through whatever injuries he had.
Yeah, no, he had like a lot of injuries.
Yeah, he had a lot of injuries.
Yeah.
There's 30 mentions of injuries on his Wikipedia page.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, all this the small teams, even the stadiums are nice and shit. It's actually super cool to see how the smaller teams in England still have sick infrastructure.
It's because if you think about it, when I was a kid, like Leeds were big, Blackburn were big, Middlesbrough were big.
Yeah.
Sheffield United,
Derby County, Derby.
Now
Derby,
all these guys
whatever.
are in Championship and League One. Some have made it back to the Prem, but the infrastructure's still there.
Yeah.
The stadiums have got big capacity, but they're old and shitty. But
Yeah.
they've still got big capacity. So it wouldn't take a lot to redo them. Do you get what I mean?
But it's also like in England, there's a tradition of like, whatever the oldest club is. What is it? I think it's in
Notts County.
Yeah. Well,
I think
whichever one
might
it is.
be.
Like, if that club is going bankrupt, whoever, like, Britain isn't gonna let it die. You
That's
know.
not true. Clubs have gone into administration.
Not the oldest one.
Bro, yeah, okay, but
But I mean,
Wimbledon
like,
went into liquid. A lot of clubs have gone into liquidation.
but big clubs, have they gone to liquidation?
Like big clubs, as in historic clubs, yeah.
No, like big club. By big clubs, I mean like Man United. I mean of that stature.
They're not, obviously when they go into liquidation, they're not that.
Yeah.
But at a time, they were first division clubs. Yeah. It's the sad story of like, what's that club? MK Dons is like the new Wimbledon because Wimbledon went into administration. You know Vinnie Jones?
What, the actor?
Yeah, when he used to play football for
Yeah.
Wimbledon and John Fashanu. Oh my. This was before my time, but Wimbledon were basically how many subs? So 11 players, 7 subs, 18 hooligans allowed to play football. They just used to fuck people up.
That's what Vinnie Jones. That's what you can tell.
That's how he got like the whole like, yeah, that's his whole aura. And it's mad. Like, I think John Fashanu was like a jiu-jitsu or taekwondo black belt. No, yeah, it was like Muay Thai or taekwondo black belt. And somehow you're a professional footballer, but you found time to be a black belt.
It's the heart.
Bro, he used to be on like Saturday night TV, like doing hella leg kicks. I'm black and I can do this. Like that type of shit. I think someone called his brother gay and he put that nigga to sleep. Like, cause of, yeah, bro, like these men were 18 hooligans. So, so that club was huge.
Yeah.
And then they went into liquidation, administration, whatever. And then they became defunct. And then, you know MK Dons?
Yeah. We played at their stadium twice.
Yeah, MK Dons is the new Wimbledon. But someone bought Wimbledon basically, and then changed the name and then
To
moved
Milton
them
Keynes.
to Milton Keynes.
On some NBA shit.
And that's happened. Yeah, that's happened before. That's happened like 2 or 3 times.
Because that's what's happening with a lot of teams.
Basically, they kind of just say, look, we can help you a little bit, but if you fuck up, we ain't gonna save you. But obviously, maybe with the oldest club, it's like different rules. You know?
Yeah. Because a lot of that shit with teams that used to be good, like 10, 15 years ago.
Do you wanna? Oh shit.
A lot of them are going down, but yeah. That's why I was asking, because it's like
6th place. Sorry.
the tradition in England is so different that I was just wondering if it's somehow different. But it ain't. 6th place is Man United. Yeah. Cool. So
Ollie's at
now
the
onto
wheel.
Europa League. Cool.
Ollie's at
We've discussed.
Ollie's at the wheel.
Legend, yeah. Ole legend. Strange.
Shout out Marcus Rashford, Nick and 11. Shout out Phil Jones, Chris Smalling, Luke Shaw. Yo, shout out your whole team.
Sanchez.
I feel sorry for you, Paul.
PP.
Pogba's out here getting. He doesn't deserve this.
Oh, what, the fan treatment?
He doesn't deserve.
He doesn't.
The fan and the media treatment.
I don't think that type of fan treatment. I don't think that's ever deserved.
Bro,
But
I watched the United. I saw a video and it was ripped from United fan TV, and it was like Pogba. They were doing like the fuck it, where you walk around the stadium at your last home game and you clap the fans off and all the shit. You're with your family, all that stuff.
yeah,
They were doing that shit, and Pogba was just chilling there waiting, and he was talking to a fan. Fan started abusing him. Pogba had his top off, and he was taught because he'd given it to another fan. So they're showing like the thing from one of the cameras. They're showing the incident from one of the cameras. I'd already seen it, but I'd seen an angle from like someone next to the guy abusing Pogba, so it was like that. So they show this video, and an ex-United player's on United TV, not even United fan TV, like Man United TV, and he's like, "Oh yeah, Pogba's got no discipline. He's a disgrace. He shouldn't even be arguing with that fan right now. Why has he got his top off? I don't understand it. Why has he got his top off?" Then Pereira takes his top off to give it to a fan, and then the camera switches just as Pereira's like, it's ridiculous, bro.
Herrera's leaving, right?
No, not Pereira, but yeah, Herrera's leaving. Andreas
leaving.
Pereira. Just as he was about to take. Do you know what I think it is? I think because they know how powerful Riola is, Pogba's agent.
Mm-hmm.
I think Pogba made it clear, yo, I'm leaving.
And people are pissed.
And then it's somehow got out. Well, the board members or whoever's been told about it have obviously spread the word. And obviously, if you're an ex-United legend, you're going to hear. Especially if you work in media, because they're going to want you to.
Yeah.
And I feel like
TMZ.
they've just been twisting the knife slowly this season. And then they've had to stop at certain points when people have been like, yo, why are you doing this? Then they've chilled, and then they've started again. Do you know what I mean?
It's always fucked up when clubs end relationships like that.
Yeah, man.
Well, all players, whichever side it comes from.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's fucked up because even if a player stays in your team for like a couple years, still like they've, some of them put the effort in, some don't. But I don't feel like there should ever be any like.
It happens though, but that's why like
of course.
That's why certain clubs, that's why certain fan bases hate certain players, because the way we believe things to have happened.
Yeah.
And the players I give credit to are the ones that don't come out and say anything. The ones that just like, you know what, fuck it,
just move.
I understand. But the ones that come out, I don't have a problem with the dudes that will write it in their book, or the dudes that come out and be like, yo, it wasn't like that, XYZ. But I really respect the guys that are like, Fairs, this is the business of it. I'll just get on with it.
Yeah.
I'll take the abuse from that fan base. They don't know what happened. They don't need to know what happened.
Where's Pogba going?
Juve. Or Real Madrid, I think.
Back to Juve. I don't know if he should go to Juve.
I thought he should have gone to PSG. I thought they would have won the Champions League with. When he was at Juve, I thought he was going back to PSG. They would have won the champs with him.
Yeah, maybe.
Because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, obviously they don't play at a high enough competition level in their league, but he's got the energy that they would need in a Champions League like tough game. The strength, the physical. Because normally when managers are forced to play guys who aren't that good technically in certain games in midfield because they've got strength and energy. That's basically Pogba.
Yeah. I mean, his legs are so fucking long.
But he's technically a beast.
Yeah.
Managers will have to play like a Sissoko or someone just got, or a Kante. Kante's not a Kante. Like, not to slight Kante, but managers will play less technical, more athletic players, but Pogba's the best of both worlds. And that PSG midfield would be a madness with Pogba in it.
Yeah.
You just tell whichever 30-year-old Brazilian dude you want to buy from Corinthians or Sao Paulo, tell him you're playing defensive midfield and let Verratti and Pogba become best friends.
That's true.
Calm. With Neymar and whoever else on the wing. It's calm. It's easy.
If I was Pogba, I would not go to PSG right now.
No, I wouldn't go to PSG either.
First of all, financial fair play thing, but
not only that, it's why would I want to play
also,
in the French league?
I don't. Yeah, exactly. I
wouldn't want to go Spain.
Bro, I feel like Neymar is toxic, man. I honestly feel like he's toxic.
You think?
It's like, you know, when somebody's great at something, but you just can't get along with that person.
Yeah.
I feel like he's that, but nobody can get along with him. You know what I mean? And great player, obviously. Nobody, fuck you. I've never cries too much though, but still great. But yeah, I feel like he's just a bit toxic, man. Like there can never be a team built around him. And I feel like if you put him into a well-working team, that team ain't gonna work as well no more. He's like the destroyer of the camaraderie. That's just how I feel. This is not a fact. Neymar might be the loveliest person on earth. I do not know. That's it.
Honorable. I was just looking at notes. Well, not even. Yeah. Honorable mentions in the Prem. Obviously, we touched on all the top 6. United are in. Just to close up on United quick. Obviously, we both know how much trouble they're in next year.
They have to start very well. They have to do everything very well next year, if they don't want to lose all their fans.
This is the biggest season since Ferguson left Man United.
Yeah, 100%.
Because, especially if Arsenal get top 4, if Arsenal get Champions League, now you've got 5 clubs vying for the same guys that you want. No matter whether it's like serious or not serious, there's 5 other clubs that can enter that conversation. No matter how long they're there for, they're still in that conversation, and it makes it harder for you while they're there. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, who was it? United only got Fred, so City didn't get Fred.
And it's not like Fred helped anyone. He only helped City get that first place, if anything.
Like, it's actually mad. So United have to and it's gonna be hard for them because you can't rebuild over one summer. You can't.
Yeah, it's hard.
Everyone says, they need to get rid of 8 to 10 players, or people will give. You can't get rid of more than 5-6 players in one summer. Are you crazy?
Yeah, because that's the whole team gone. But that's what happened to us, though, so I can't.
Yeah, but in the Prem,
and it worked for us.
In the Premier League, you can't do that, bro. You can't get, because United have to get rid of starting players. Do you know what I mean? You can't coming into the Prem in your first season. It's not a joke. It's not a joke. Very rarely do people come into the Prem and acclimatise in their first season. And one thing that people will have good first seasons, don't get me wrong, and then that second season will be god awful. Because now it's like, bruv, I know your little tricks. We were watching a DVD on you before we came in. I was watching you on my iPad. Do you know what I mean? You're not the new boy now. Now we know you.
I feel like if Man U finished 4th, the conversation would be different. Or if they would be in the top 4.
If United finished 4th?
Top 4. Let's not...
Okay, yeah.
Just top 4, the conversation would be different.
And say who fell out, though. Because I don't think... whoever misses out on top 4, whoever doesn't get Champions League, I agree with you. Nah, to be honest, whoever doesn't get Champions...
in terms of like rebuilding the team, kicking out players, if Man U finished in the top 4, it isn't so much as you have to kick the players out where we have to train them more. You know what I mean? If they finished in the top 4.
I don't know, because
they wouldn't have that awful run that they had in the past 2 months.
They've still got... I'm looking at United. They've got at least 3 defenders they need to get rid of. They've got at least 3 midfielders they need to get rid of. And they've got at least... No, they've got at least 4 midfielders they need to get rid of.
So what? Let's go. Ashley Young,
Smalling, Jones,
Sanchez,
Darmian, Matic, Fred, McTominay. Not get rid of him, but he's not a first team player.
All right.
Lingard. Wow. You're gonna have to. One of Martial and Rashford has to go, and it's obviously gonna be Martial. You have to get rid of You have to get rid of Pogba.
That's 10 people.
You have to get rid of Lukaku, but
that's 11.
You can't. Do you get what I mean?
That's the whole starting 11.
This is what I'm saying. It's fucked.
Oh wait, can we De Gea, please, as well? You know where the exit is.
It's super fucked. So there's certain guys like Martial don't be surprised if Martial's gone, because you're not gonna. Do you know? Because you need replacements.
Yeah.
And you'd rather keep Rashford than keep Martial. As an English club, you would rather, because they're not that far apart from each other in terms of ability.
That's true, just different legs.
Cool, one's a little bit quicker, one's a better finisher, one's whatever. But they're pretty much similar. So you'd rather keep the English lad because it counts towards your like registration numbers, etc., etc. And plus, he's a United boy, blah
100.
blah blah. So yeah,
I fuck with Martial more personally.
I could see Martial or Lukaku going, but and then Pogba's gonna go. But then
that's crazy.
The holes are just so big that need to be, and it's not. The problem is it's not a one season job. But United haven't given their managers time like that. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Arsenal, if Arsenal get champs, they are so lucky. So lucky. Because now at least we'll be able to sell. Who's buying Smalling? If we get champs, there's a chance we could sell Mustafi for like 15, 20 mil. Do you know what I'm saying?
I would just give him away for free as a bet. Free bet.
No. That's what United are going to have to do. Because what have these guys even done? Do you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
But at least, okay, we know these guys are a bit dodgy, but they've won X amount of trophies in X amount of years. But Smalling, where's what? Who's buying Smalling, bruv?
Ashley Young.
Burnley aren't buying Smalling. On those wages, on those wages as well. With what?
Yeah, the wages are crazy.
But
who was it? Is it Phil Jones that's on 100k?
See, that shouldn't be allowed.
And somebody else.
That's fraud.
Ashley Young is on 100k, I think.
That's fraud. Ashley Young still wears a United armband from time to time.
But yeah.
Ashley Young, your captain, at your big club's age. Come on, man.
Because I was reading about how the fans are pissed off because they're letting Ander Herrera go, but...
That makes no sense to me. Why are you worried about what Ander Herrera... That's why your club is trash. Because Ander Herrera got to release a video thanking you. Thanking for what? I genuinely don't understand.
Yeah, he came at the wrong time and is leaving at the wrong time.
I just don't understand what he's done. I don't think he's still never played for Spain. Like, I really don't understand what Ander Herrera's life is and why he got to do a leaving video. What? Do you know what I'm saying?
How long did he play there for?
Like 3-4 years?
Yeah, so it's not even that long.
Yeah, Sanchez has to go. Like, it's mad. And then who's even going to want to come to United? United are so fucked.
Unless it's like a thing where we're selling everyone, we need people.
And,
some people might come.
With Wolves, with the connections Wolves have, and the money they're clearly prepared to spend, and the money that Everton have, and all these other little clubs coming up, with United not in the champs, it's gonna be tough. Yeah, it's gonna be really tough because these sides have shown they don't care. They're not rolling over. You saw what Everton did to United. you saw that. Richarlison went off injured and he still got man of the match. Bro,
Man United, you guys.
It's crazy, but yeah, honourable shout outs to those other teams it's pretty much the teams we've been mentioning. Wolves, really, I think Wolves are the ones that I think manager of the year has probably got to go to the Wolves manager, I think, because Klopp and Guardiola kind of did what you expected them to do in terms of the stats, in terms of all of that stuff, but everyone knew Wolves were going to be a good team. But no one expected Wolves to finish where they finished this season, you know.
Yeah, Nuno Santo.
Yeah. Nuno Espirito Santos.
Yeah, shout outs to him.
Like that whole team is crazy.
Watford, Crystal Palace. Yeah, everyone else is trash. Fuck y'all.
Watford impressed me again, but Wolves to finish. Wolves are getting Champions League football, bro. I mean Europa Cup football.
Well, but they have to go through like
qualifiers.
Preliminaries.
Yeah, but that's fine.
Qualifiers.
That's fine because Wolves are one of these weird teams where they've actually their squad's probably big enough to deal with it. Add a few more players. They got Jimenez permanently from Benfica for 35 mil.
Yeah. Shit.
So they had him on loan from the beginning of the season, and then as soon as January hit, and then obviously I think, bro, if you're at Wolves and you're on loan from Benfica, you're probably like, yeah, this is cool, whatever. I'm probably trying to ball out, get a move to another Premier League club. But then as soon as you see Wolves, like as soon as you're there and you're like, yo, we just came up from the champs and we're like 7th, 6th.
Yeah.
I might stay here, you know.
It's always the smaller teams that have more of like you kind of want to fight for them. For some reason.
I don't know if it is kind of like fighting, but at the same time it's balling.
Yeah.
Because they were going around giving niggas work this whole season, and they scored some. The highlights of the Liverpool game? I didn't watch the game, but Wolves had chances in that game, you know, when it was 1-1. And the goals that Wolves score, the dummies, it's like Barcelona, it's like Suarez, like that whole Barcelona front three. Their movement, their front two is like Messi and Suarez, not quality wise, but movement. The way they move together in tandem, no matter who it is, and then they play that back five. But then their wing backs can spring onto anyone at any time, and their wing backs have like. You see how Liverpool's wing backs are like quick, and it's all about the width and the crossing. These guys are like inside wing backs, so they're more technical and they score more goals. Less assists, but they score more goals. So it's like they overload the middle, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I really like Wolves, man. I like what they've done. I like their whole approach to everything. I like the mixture of like youth and experience.
Do you think they'll finish higher next year?
It's all about this summer's going to be crazy, because when you have a side like the Wolves and the Evertons and hold on, who else is here? Yeah, Wolves, Everton. I wouldn't say Leicester. I wouldn't say West Ham or Wolves. And when you have Wolves and Evertons, the scouting that those guys do is going to be in the same realm as you, so they can pick. Like, how can I put this? There could be a player that all the top clubs know about, that they're like kind of interested in, but they're not sure he's worth the money, because the top clubs will get charged a crazy fee. Whereas a Wolves, a Everton, a Watford, Newcastle, they won't get charged that crazy fee because the club is smaller. They'll get charged a more realistic fee. Yeah. So then what happens is those guys will go to that club, ball out or not ball out. But that's the risk. So like Max Meyer at Crystal Palace, or Almiron at Newcastle, Richarlison at Everton now. There's a few guys who that happens with, and then they end up being sick, and then so you can be at risk at losing out on some good players, I think. So I'd be worried. I think Wolves can definitely finish higher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So who do you think will then drop out of the top 6? If one of those teams that have the potential. Chelsea? Because of their
not
Man United.
Because of their transfer ban. Chelsea got a transfer ban, innit?
Yeah, but
and Hazard.
Does that mean you can't buy players?
Yeah.
But you can sell them.
Yeah. Hazard's going.
He's going to Madrid, isn't it?
Yeah. And cool, they've got a lot of good youngsters, but they've got youngsters. And this Premier League hasn't got time for youngsters. That's like 10 years ago. This Premier League, there's no time for a manager to be giving someone a debut and doing all of that nonsense. There's Donnies out here getting 98 points in one season. Do you know what I mean? No one's got time,
bro. Shout out Salomon Rondon.
Yeah, even Rondon. See, where was Rondon? In Russia, right?
Yeah, he was in a couple of teams in Russia. He was in Rubin.
The one before the Premier League move.
Zenit.
Okay. There was Arsenal were linked with Rondon. Tottenham were linked with Rondon, right? But he ended up at West Brom. Why? Probably because maybe number one, the links weren't that strong, or number two, you man were asking for P's.
15 million, I think.
To Arsenal and Tottenham.
I think we sold him for 15.
Okay, so who knows what you are saying to us to, because obviously that's money. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, especially for
When they
back
will-
then.
Bro, when they
Now
walk,
it's not.
when Arsenal and if Tottenham and City walk through the door to try and sign one of your players, you're gonna try and take them for everything you can because they're rich.
Of
innit?
course.
So, but then when it's a West Brom, you kind of have to do a more like,
Cool.
yeah.
We
So
got
then
you.
that happens, innit? And that's exactly what happened with Rondon.
Now he's in Newcastle.
See,
he's
and I
trying to
wouldn't be
stay.
surprised if he's playing Champions League football in the next 2 years.
Well, see, so Newcastle fans really want him to stay, but I don't know. He scored, so what? It's 11 goals, 7 assists. Not bad. Because he's not like the A-list striker. So I think that's why I shouted him out. Because I fuck with him. He
No,
works
I
a
like
lot.
him as
He
well.
works a lot,
Bro,
man.
Josh King at Bournemouth.
Mm.
He scored. This is the 4th season in a row he scored more goals than Rashford. Josh King's like 27, 28. But
Rashford's what? 23, 24?
I'm just saying, it's the 4th season in a row. You feel me?
Yeah. Wait, who were you saying? What were the game we were watching not that long ago? And you were telling me about the striker. Watford?
Troy Deeney.
Troy Deeney, yeah.
Yeah, Troy Deeney's a beast as well. Watford are doing some interesting stuff. Watford are like Everton, but Everton have got like more money.
I feel you.
But see, if Watford win the FA Cup, they get Europa League as well. And I think because these managers, the foreign managers, know what titles are. They know what titles attract. By titles, I just mean trophies.
Yeah.
They know what trophies are. They know what trophies attract. They know what trophies do to the club, the players, the staff, everything. But back in the day, the English managers never took the European trophy serious because it was all about the champs and the Prem. So I think if the more these lower clubs get into the Europa, the more we're going to be like, there'll come a day where some random ass team ends up in the champs from winning the Europa League, a Premier League club. Because I would give the Premier League club an edge against all the teams in the Europa League. I'm not gonna hold you. I would give any of the top. Well, I'd give 6th to 9th place. So that's United, Wolves, Everton, and
Palace?
Was it Palace?
Leicester.
I'd give those lot an edge to win the Europa League over any
Other
foreign team. Just because the way Premier League stronger, fitter,
Yeah.
faster. That's it. And in a football game, when the technical level is the same all over the world, if you're stronger and fitter, then come the 85th minute, 87th minute, as we saw, like in the Champions League games.
Cramps.
Niggas are wheeling off to celebrate last minute winners. Ajax players are on the floor.
Yeah.
Liverpool have ran Barca into the ground and they're still on their feet. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, it's true, man. Very true. The level of fitness is different.
crazy,
It's
yeah.
different.
That's what that's one of the first things that the Arsenal players were saying about Unai Emery when he came in. Niggas would be like, people were throwing up during pre-season.
Oh, really?
Because it was the first time they'd ever been asked to do double and triple training in a day. Wenger was like one training session a day, won't train the day before a match, won't train the day after. Everything is not really that high intensity. The first thing all the players were saying was like, yeah, we basically train like match intensity.
Shit.
Twice a day, 3 times a day.
I thought that was like regular.
But yes, the Wenger, because
It's the
basically
thing,
Wenger
yeah.
like revolutionized football, like all over the world. Basically, the same way Johan Cruyff did the whole Barcelona thing. Wenger like revolutionized football in terms of like nutrition, tactics, training, scouting, everything. But then when football then evolved again, he didn't evolve with it.
Yeah.
Then it evolved again, he didn't evolve.
He didn't evolve with
Then
it.
it evolved again, and he didn't evolve with it.
Then it evolved again.
Nah, I think I don't know. So he came in 96. I'd say he was with it until like 2004.
Yeah, I was gonna say 5.
And then Mourinho came in.
Yeah.
He didn't evolve with it. Then Guardiola came in. He didn't evolve with it. and then the European like the other team. How can I put it? No, then the money came, and then like Guardiola's tiki taka,
Yeah.
and then the pressing that came in, and he didn't evolve with it. So imagine that we had a coach that didn't evolve for 3 generations of
Just
football.
kept missing the train.
He tried to do the whole Barca when we got slapped up by Barca in the final, because we, like most people, assumed that Arsenal played the best football in the world, regardless of results. And then when we got slapped up in the final again, not in the final, we got slapped up by his Guardiola's Barcelona, and we got slapped up to the point that Wenger changed his whole thing, because before that Wenger was 4-4-2 or 4-4-1-1. Slapped up to the point he went 4-3-3 and tried to emulate Barcelona with the Klebs and Rosicki's, all of that shit. And then we started getting all the small players. That's what happened. Guardiola beat him so badly, he gave him dementia, so he forgot who he was. It's mud. It's mud. How can he get work that badly? Bro, people are turning up at the Arsenal like, where's the 2 strikers? We always have 2, bruv. If you think about Arsenal, Henry, Bergkamp, Adebayor, Pierre, Van Persie, it's always 2 strikers.
Yeah.
Or 1 forward and then someone very close, like a number 10, always. So yeah, that happened. And then that was when, that was the second generation. And then obviously the third was the Geo-gen pressing or Go-gen pressing, whatever Klopp calls it. But yeah, shout out, man.
Yeah, shout out Wenger. Nice.
Yeah. So then who else? Ajax won the what's it called? Eredivisie.
Eredivisie.
Eredivisie,
I'm guessing.
Obviously, we all know that Juve won. How did Juve won the Scudetto? No, wait. I swear the Scudetto is the top goal scorer thing, isn't it?
Don't know. Serie A.
Yeah, but I was thinking of the name of the actual trophy. Hold
I
on.
swear, I think whatever the word you just said means squad or some shit. No.
Scudetto is the name of the actual trophy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shit. Tripping.
And then I think what's the Bundesliga one? Something Pokal.
The fuck me, I don't even know, man.
So yeah, Juve won that like a few weeks ago, obviously. The Bundesliga's going into the final weekend, I think.
Yeah, they got one more game.
Yeah.
One more game day left.
Jadon Sancho looks like he's on the way out of Dortmund.
Is it? Well, what's happening?
He just looks like he's on the way out from what I've been seeing and like reading and stuff.
Shit.
Yeah. It's kind of hard to hold on to a player of that quality, though. I really... Oh, sorry to go back to thinking, but I really hope one thing that Arsenal, like, invest in Premier League players. So they look at the league and they look at high performers within the league and they go, yeah, we'll take him. That's what everybody has done. All the clubs that are above Arsenal have got someone from another Premier League club who is lesser than them. Mahrez came from where? John Stones came from where? Robertson came from where? Do you know what I mean? Mane, Lovren, Van Dijk, all these players, even Chelsea, Barkley, Kante, Giroud, Cahill. Arsenal the only club that like to get people visas. The only club. It doesn't make sense. You know what I mean?
We got good connections at the embassy, guy.
Let's go get Zaha or like one of the little quick Bournemouth wingers.
I feel you.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or Harry Maguire from Leicester, that fucking huge centre back.
Yeah.
Bruv, do you know? Let's be wise so the guys don't have to settle into the league, and then it takes them like a year.
Yeah, people don't think like that, I guess.
And the other thing as well, it's like a little bit of a higher price, isn't it? Really, when you shop in your own league compared to especially in the Premier League. Premier League players, like their markups like 10 to 20% up.
Obviously, for us, it's the other way around.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man. You'll buy an amazing Russian player for 600k, and then you're gonna try and buy Eto for 25
Bro,
mil.
if anyone wants Maguire, especially after his World Cup for Russia,
Yeah, he was good.
in the Premier
great.
League, 50. I imagine.
Is it?
Yeah.
Shit.
What are you gonna say?
I'm like
starting-
Arsene Wenger. I'm still haven't adjusted to the prices.
If Van Dijk's 80 million or 90 million,
Yeah, that's crazy.
and Stones is 50, you're gonna say, yeah, Harry Maguire. He's played at what, 2 tournaments, 1 tournament already
Yeah.
for his country.
45. I'd give him that.
40, yeah.
That's crazy.
It is.
That's crazy.
That's like
45 million.
Zaha I don't think Zaha will be a bit cheaper because he's already come from Man United, but Zaha would probably be about 25. But
For real?
yeah, 25.
Still, how many is
Actually,
he?
no,
how
Zaha's
many,
probably peas now, isn't he?
How many goals has he scored?
I'm not sure. I'd say about
Like,
10.
what is his stats?
I'd say
Good?
about 10 goals, 7 assists, 6 assists.
10 goals, 5 assists.
Okay.
Yeah, close enough.
Yeah, I'd say he's about 25, 30 million. People will tell you that Zaha's worth more, but I feel
So
like
is this
there's
considered good? 10 goals in 34 games.
for Palace.
Okay, cool. Cool.
No, I don't think that's good. Not
Yeah.
if you want a Champions League move.
Because I
think
shouted out
about-
Rondon because he's got 11 goals, but Newcastle
it's-
United is like 15th or 16th.
Think about it. It's the same way like in NBA. He's their first option on their team. A lot of what they do is to give Zaha the ball, to give Zaha the chance to either get an assist or score a goal. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he got 10 goals and 6 assists.
So what? Where's Mustafi going then?
Oh mate, in the bin, outside fucking Arsenal tube station. Trash guy.
Shout out.
Oh yeah, so we had Ajax, Juve, the German league's going into the final weekend. PSG obviously won.
They won everything.
Yeah. Barca won the Liga.
Yeah.
Panathinaikos won the double.
Yeah, they have. Mauricio's playing there. Shout out my guy.
Shout out Chuba Akpong, who used to be at Arsenal as well. He's at Panathinaikos now.
Barca's left to play Valencia still, right?
Yeah, but Barca won the league already.
Yeah, but that's the Copa del Rey, I think.
Yeah, Panathinaikos went unbeaten. And they
Shit.
won the double, yeah. Shout out Chuba Akpong. He scored a bicycle kick in the final of the cup and he got MVP. So shout out him, showing there is life after Arsenal. Zenit won the Russian league, right?
Gang shit. Gang shit.
You know what? I'm intrigued. Let me see who else won what.
Yeah. But there aren't really that many other championships that matter.
Nah, not really. There was a Lille got into the Champions League.
Oh shit.
And their players did like this. You know when the camera's going across at the beginning of the Champions League game, and
Yeah.
it shows all the players' faces. Yeah, their players recreated that. Don't know how I feel about that one.
I haven't seen it, so
As a fan, I'm getting it up now. As a fan, if that was my club, yeah, we're gonna have to have serious words about your mentality, because it's not good enough.
I haven't watched it, so I'm trying to find it though.
I'm trying to find. I thought I saw it on IG. Oh, here it is. Yeah, look.
That's just weird to me. I just don't see the point of doing it. You know what I mean?
Special shout out to Jose Font, absolute idiot, dickhead of the week. That segment that you said we should come up with, Jose Font is the first person in
What dickhead of the week?
or whatever.
Alright, cool. I'm happy with that.
Jose Font ex-Southampton captain. I think he's at Lille now. He won the Euros in 2016 with Portugal. And he's about 34 and he's involved with that stupidness.
Hey man,
I'd expect that. I understand if they're like a young team.
It's because they haven't done it right.
They have done it.
What, these guys?
No, not these guys.
Exactly. So for them, it's like, oh fuck, let's fuck about.
That's not the mentality.
They're not gonna, bro. If I was in Lille, I know I'm not winning champs.
Bro, it doesn't matter though. Like,
I agree.
Start as you mean to go on. Like, so what? When the first,
yeah, that was
like, come on, bro. Like, if you saw Zenit doing that nonsense because they got in, I don't mind you being gassed and celebrating and laughing and joking, but don't recreate. That means you're not serious about the job.
I feel you. Like, we wouldn't do that.
That's embarrassing, bro. That as a fan, if I saw that,
yeah. See, I don't know because I don't support.
I swear in French, but you know,
merde.
Yeah.
No cap. Shout out Genzel.
Yeah. What else is there to get into?
Let's take a break.